Okay, so I've got my cat here, so disruption is pretty much assured. I kind of want to put the microphone in front of him when he's purring, but he just stopped like as soon as I said that. But so okay, so hmm. Yeah, so for this reading in the third hub techniques and exercises, so we're going to talk about the boundary and the physical no, and then also metabolism and digestion. And one point that I will make note of right now, because I imagine that it would probably arise anyway when I was reading, is that while writing this, I was like incredibly mindful about um writing about nutrition as it relates to the hubs, because it it does, um and even things that have to do with like body weight and things about appearance, because they're so loaded, and like because the load they carry is so distracting that it can very easily, I feel, sort of like really hijack a topic. So how I've written about it here, we'll get into after I do the physical no. If you have seen the last installment that I read, you'll see that the visuals leave a little bit to just be desired, and I've already, I think as many people have watched it have given me feedback on how it could be better. So I appreciate that. I was actually feeling kind of proud of the post-it notes. So, but yeah, listen, yeah, but I welcome improvements here. So we've got a shift happening here and some purring. Maybe we'll get some ASMR microphone action with Luke's purring. So okay, so I'm gonna read this, and once again, I'm sitting here, and like probably the demos will, they'll be limited because of that. But I'm gonna start reading now. So bye. Okay, so being clear about your time is a demonstration of both power and boundary, because time is so closely related to power. A prevalent form of passive aggressive behavior is being late, and a protection against time invasion is being physically present but mentally checked out. Hmm. So, the ability for a person to take your time, or your ability to take someone else's, is an expression of power and is potentially a boundary invasion. A common example is an oblivious boss who distracts you with chit chat when you have work to do, or a meeting that runs longer than scheduled without asking the participants for permission. So people with power will say no when asked for more time than they intended to give, will will communicate their reservations, and will perhaps even offer the opportunity for a response, but will remain firm in their position. Yeah. This is something for me personally that I'm like evolving in real time. And, because of Parinama, I and I tend to be pretty, I've historically been really generous with people who ask for my time. Um, and now I'm less generous, you know. people ask for my time for, like, advice, like coffee chats, and, I'm not doing those anymore, For somebody who reaches out and says kind of like, "I'd like to pick your brain," kinda thing. Um, yeah, yeah. If somebody and so but the exception I will make still right now, and this will end as well, is the I will and so most of the, "Can I pick your brain?" has to do with professional stuff, which, quite frankly, I really don't understand why people are still asking me for this stuff, but I guess, there's that. But for anyone who's actively involved with their practice as it relates to Parinama, I will make time. That's the exception right now. I will talk if someone has questions, reaches out to me, I absolutely make time to talk with people about this. But there'll come a time that's not practical anymore, but this is part of this, which is, so I mean, it got I actually just wrote to somebody, said, "Yeah, I just don't do that." Um, just um, because, here's the thing actually about it. I'll deconstruct this a little bit more. Is like if somebody's asking me or you for a favor to like get an introduction or help with something, most of the time the request for like a coffee talk is they want you to work through their sort of like unfinished thinking on stuff. I really don't know how many times, like, I don't think nothing's coming to memory of folks who show up and, like, have their notes and their ducks in order and are like, "Here's the things I wanna talk about." I mean, it has happened, but, like, not a lot. And so, yeah, I don't have time for that. I don't have ti like, it's like, for me to give my time, um I need it to be valued enough that it isn't just their time to process stuff, for non-clients, people that I'm not working with, where there's, like, an agreed upon exchange about how we're, working together. Yeah, it's like, that's not a thing. Um, yeah. So the word "no" rings hollow when our body language and level of conviction transmit a nonverbal "yes" or an apologetic "I'm sorry." This is true. Oh my god, is that true? Well, and also, I think one of the things is in setting the boundary around time is when we are apologetic about setting it, it's a mixed message. So it's just being like, "Yes, I no longer do that." Or not even yes, it's just that no longer do that. And just being really matter of fact about it, polite, or respectful even, but matter of fact. Someone's like, I don't, it's like the thing of saying like, "I'm sorry, I don't really," it's just like, I don't, I'm not available. I don't do that anymore. Um, but finding the no in your body can feel more stabilizing than simply saying the word. So stand with both feet planted on the ground, knees unlocked and bum unclenched. Note to this too is that when, if you're like standing in line, standing waiting for a concert to start, or, just like the places that it's like, oh, this is about to be, it's like your time is about to be. This is actually unrelated to this, but sort of maybe related, is that like time, if you have time, it's like you're standing in line. It's a really good time to actually like bring in these reflexes by like planting the feet, softening the knees, unclenching the butt, and like the pushing down. and finding these like sensations and fitnesses in the body. So just a note on that. So hold your right hand at your waist in a fist and your elbow pointed to the back of the room. Draw your torso up on an inhale and step your left foot forward. And on the exhale, raise your left arm parallel to the ground with your hand out to indicate stop. So I'm going to see if I can do this sitting here with my cat next to me with my book in front of me. Yeah, this is a little disorganized. That's how it's going. Okay. I don't think this is going to be great. I'm trying to find a way to do this. So it's the inhale and then exhale, no. So no, like no. And do it when you're like, so underneath here, you have my left foot here. So left foot, left hand, stop, stop. So you can even like be like no, 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 no. And then to bring it in, to incorporate it into a full like motion is to inhale a position of internalized strength, and then it's no. So you're gaining your actual like foothold in a sense. It's like with pulling your right hand back in a fist to your waist, elbow to the back, and then no. Exhale. Yeah. And so in the book here, it's like step your left foot forward on the exhale, raise your left arm parallel to the ground with your hand out and indicate stop. So move your left foot back to the starting position as you lower your arm and repeat. Extend your torso up on the inhale, step the left foot forward, arm extended, and say no on the exhale. Switch sides. So we'll just start with you can do this seated, even if you're in bed, actually, whatever you're doing. It's like so like the first thing is getting the stomp and the push, the stop. No, stop, stop, no, no. And then it's bringing in the full range where it's the inhale, fist to the side. So stop. No. I can feel that. It's really like that's why I can recall why this made it into the book. Yeah. So no. 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 Stop. 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 Return to neutral standing. Place your hands on your heart. And notice if you feel physically or emotionally tired, activating, or something else entirely. So, yeah. I'm just going to put I just want this hand on here. Feels good. Yeah, for me, that feels really like that even just moved a little bit of something out, just enough that it's like I feel a little lighter. Yeah. Yeah, like there's like it's just a little bit more yeah. No. Like I want a little bit more of it. So no. Stop. You can do it seated, turns out. I've never done it seated before. And another one too, which is like from kind of like in the family of that kind of movement, even though I don't think they're like from the same kind of discipline or whatever. This is from one of my teachers, Anadea Judith, huge influence on Pranayama method, which is like fists and then get off my back. So, so get off my back. Get off my back. Like, same kind of thing. Yeah. That might be later in the book because it's usually like a fifth hub kind of thing, but kind of works here too. So yeah, just reconnect with that. Yeah, because like the thing is the fist hand is really about the centering within yourself and putting the stake in the ground, and the hand out is the defensive. Is that offense? Yeah, offense or whatever. I'm trying to do sports analogies. Sports ball. Let's do some sports ball here. Okay, so next section is metabolism and digestion. So our nutrition fuels us. We only access a sliver of our capacity when working through the brain fog of a limited diet. So consciously reclaiming food is taking responsibility for our choices without criticism or judgment. The only must do with food is to work towards self advocacy without judgment and cruelty. Guilt and shame do not belong in a good relationship with food, a relationship which is a collaboration to serve your body, mind. So, healthy eating supports both how we feel right now and what we want to accomplish. A blood panel to check our nutrient levels and an allergy test for food and environmental sensitivities can jumpstart this process. Noticing how our body responds to sugars, salt, and hydration with non judgmental curiosity can provide helpful information for deciding what and when to eat. Pay attention to food that makes you feel good and use it as a tool. I mean, just even in reading this, I really want to respect that food is just continues to become an increasingly loaded topic, matter, issue, like a place where the relationship we have with our body is like kind of the gladiator, like where this like kind of this like conflict is created, because a lot of folks feel adversarial with the arising cravings that are coming, and while there's notions of comfort foods, that being able to connect using emotional literacy and like our own deepening of our second hub practice is that like the eating for comfort. And instead of to see that as like shameful, that the need for comfort would be weak, is to see the innocence of that and then be able to connect that to like what is activating that. And then maybe just, and if that relationship can be kind, it changes everything. Yeah, and the other thing too is that I don't know if I want to get into this, but it's kind of like the thing about what feels good to eat, like for like with sugar, and like it feels good, and then like there's like a crash or it's like not feeling good later, I don't know. Sometimes like a crash from like sugar and milk was kind of like very first hub, because it kind of like puts us into like deep, almost unconsciousness, really can helps, with like sort of sleeping and being knocked out. So, as with gurus versus teachers, there will never be anyone who knows better than you how food makes you feel. You are the guru of your nutrition, and using what you eat to serve you and your life supports your power. If you eat a cheeseburger combo and a pint of ice cream on occasion, enjoy the pleasure of filling a need to feel sedated, full, or comforted. I actually take objection even to my use of the word on occasion. I feel like that's a little bit of this kind of weird thing where it's like, I think there's this like subtlety in language about like, well, everything in moderation, like that needs to be said. There's like weird infantilization, I think, in how these conversations take place, which is like, yeah, of course, on occasion, like, why that doesn't need to be said. Yeah. So, if we are restricting or disordered about food, we're using it to express power. And food and power are deeply connected. Again, the third hub contains the digestive system, the process of turning food into power. So, eating issues are an outlet for demonstrating power and control when other avenues of expression are closed off. Restrictive and disordered eating attempts to control and overpower and with ever tightening conditions on self worth that strangle the joy out of eating. If we can uncouple appearance from self worth to understand that being attractive is more about power than it is about love and worthiness, perhaps the pressure placed on all beauty standards can relax its grip, so draining energy in our intestines. No discussion of the third hub is complete without a discussion of intestinal parasites. Yeah, that's right. All of us host bacteria in our gut that support digestion, but certain strains of bacteria and fungi create abdominal bloating, chronic fatigue, anxiety, and joint pain. In addition, candida or any other bacterial or fungal overgrowth caused by pacifiers like refined carbs and alcohol can significantly impact mood and energy. I'm not a medical professional and have intentionally avoided addressing dietary material, but I'm confident that getting blood and allergy tests can offer potentially life-changing information. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that'll evolve. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah. Yeah. I mean, one thing that is becoming increasingly common is disordered eating, which used to be considered like women. This is happening a lot more with men. You know, maybe it always was. I mean, certainly people at, if you've ever been part of like gym culture, there's some pretty focused control on eating, nutrition, and restriction. I mean, bodybuilders were really like the first, like, I think, like concerted culture or population to really focus on carbohydrates. It's now like very popular culture. But yeah, like there was when I guess I don't know if I even want to talk about that. I don't think it's that great. I'm just thinking about this. Yeah, it's a very activating topic for a lot of people. Hmm. And really specifically because of eating's relationship with appearance and appearance's relationship with self-worth. And, the beauty is not, and even desirability is only very distant. Well, I'm not even gonna say very distantly. It's not, it has nothing to do with, like, like an individual's worth. Physical beauty is not what makes you worthy of love. How good you look. If you've ever been in a relationship that's really focused on appearances, you know, the depth. Yeah. Beauty's power. Appearance is power. And it's conflating power and even desirability with our worth. With our worth, it's like whether, people like being like picked kind of thing. So, yeah, that conflation is like pretty potent. And I think that when it comes down to it, that's where so much pain um, can arise from, because the conflation that are like what we look like makes people want us or like us, respect us or whatever. Maybe respect. There's, for better or for worse, there's, that's about the power dynamic, but your worth, like your deservingness of love, is not related to your appearance. You're worth love no matter what. Yeah. And I think when we have this like back into the tangle, which is the reflex belief system reality, it can be very convincing that that is actually the truth. That it's like, appearance is like really it. It's yeah, that's the whole thing. But yeah. So, okay, I think that is it for this particular installment. Another Okay, the one thing I will say, so, I have said I will start wearing makeup again, or, like, I will style my hair or whatever, and in my defense, this morning I did. It just happens that I went to the gym and then took a shower, and I was back to square one, so it just like, I'm getting defensive over here, so there's that happening right now. So anyway, so yeah, so thank you for engaging, watching, comments. It really means a lot to me. Yeah, it means a lot to me. You mean a lot to me. And yeah, and the next section, and it's the last section in the third hub, and I'm really eager to be wrapping this up, is going to be the charge and discharge practices. Yeah. And then we're on to the fourth hub, which I'm very excited about. So thanks again, and I will see you next time.